Morning, welcome back. Our next course, the Empowered Parent, starts real soon. There's more detail in the description. And why though? Why would you bother working on yourself?
Yes, what is it all about? Like, why would you commit to something where you're going to turn up each week and do this weird tapping thing and then be asked lots of questions so that you can really dive deep on answering things for you, finding out more about you and who you are and how you tick? Why would you do that? Why is that important? And why is that important if you're a mum or a dad? Why would that be, in my opinion, one of the most important things that you could ever do? What do you reckon, Jo?
I'm totally lost. Do you know what? I didn't even hear that. There was a person walking past and I was focused on. But this is a good point, because this is how you can let your mind go. They say 7 seconds is how much we can focus on, and this is why you turn up and you commit to 2 hours a week, 90 minutes, 2 hours to be focused on working on you, because it's so easy to lose track of the things that really are important in your life.
Yeah.
And we have this vessel, this thing that I have here. This is the most important tool that I have to change my life.
That's it. This is the mind, the body, the soul. It is really the only tool and the most important tool that you have. And it is the example that you are giving to your children. The way your mind, body, soul operates on this earthly plane is what your children are seeing. And as much as we'd like to say, oh, it's all the things we get them to do, or it's all the other things that we introduce them to, or it's all the outside influences, I can absolutely guarantee you that the biggest thing that your children are being influenced by is your behavior and who you are as a person in this world. And they are learning how to copy every single part of that. And if you feel like I used to, that I wasn't really showing them the fullness of who I could be, I needed some of these tools that I've learnt over the last 7 years to really step into being this person and being proud of who I am, so that when my children come along, that's who they're seeing. The person that I was before Fast 3 of Tea and before doing all this inner work on myself, it just wasn't who I wanted to be. What about you, Jo?
Yeah, the before and after is very interesting, because I actually have one of my children right now doing a lot of her own work, and she's been able to be very honest with me and ask me to back off on communication with her for a little while, because the work that she's doing is going to be around me and how I was as a parent before I became aware and highly conscious and made all those freaking mistakes. And when she messaged me and let me know this and asked me to just be patient if she wasn't communicating with me, whoa, there were a few tears around that. There were tears because the tears were awesome in one sense, because she could be so honest with me and tell me that the work she is doing is going to be around the challenges that she has with me. That's brilliant. And then the tears on the other side that I did tap on were the ones about, when some memories came up of how I behaved as a parent that I would do differently now.
Yeah. And we got sent a meme this morning by one of the ladies in our course, and it said, we do therapy because, what was it? We do therapy because there's people in our lives that we have to be with who don't go to therapy. I thought that was really funny. It was one of the people we follow. It was one of her funnies for the week. So I'm sure many of you can yeah, you can resonate with that you're living with a whole lot of people that maybe don't want to do their inner work, but you are able to do your own. So, yeah.
Well, I think the point is that it's not important to everyone, and
Yeah.
that's why we have a growing number of people, of parents who are willing to look at this and are
Yes.
willing to do the work. We're always going to come up, not come up against, but be in the company of people for whom this work is just not important.
Yes, yes. But if you're in this community, then it probably really is important, and that's why we just, yeah, we hope that you can find the time to commit to our course that's coming up and do some work with us. So, what else?
And
Jo?
the big thing, like being in a community of like-minded people who are interested in doing the inner work and knowing the power of change that it can bring about.
Yes.
Change not only for you personally, but it does, what's the word, ripple. It does ripple out to those around you.
Yeah.
Make a difference to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. Like, stop the cycle now.
Yeah, and just, it seems like such a simple thing to be able to focus on yourself. But in this world that we live in, so much of our lives is based on, we learn from such a young age to start focusing on the things outside of ourselves. And often we get to 26 or 30 or 35 and we don't even know who we are, because our whole life has been spent thinking about what somebody else might want for our life, or just listening to people who, I don't know, look, like, for me it was like proving myself to somebody, as opposed to listening to my inner guidance and what I really wanted for my life. And I think that's just, it's so common. So then, of course, I can see now in my adult children how I have taught them to do the same in a lot of ways. That they are, they have that ability to go in and look at themselves because of the work I've been doing over the last 5 years. And I did see that as an important thing, and I did it to the best of my ability. But I'm so passionate about this. The more we do it, the more we're able to live from our own integrity, our own authenticity, being honest with ourselves. And it's just, I don't know, that you can go to I was saying to Jo, you can go to the hairdresser, you can go to the gym, you can go and buy all this beautiful stuff for yourself, and everything on the outside will look amazing. But you could still, like Jo's talked about many times, carry around this belief that I'm unattractive, or she got told she was fat growing up, and she carried this belief because the belief was still there. Now, she could have looked like, gone to the stage of becoming a bodybuilder if she'd wanted to, and inside, even though she'd done all that work, and I've worked with people like bodybuilders that are still carrying around a belief, and even Elle Macpherson used to talk about this. So here she was on the cover of magazines. On the outside, her life looks amazing, but on the inside, she talked openly about how she was a really, really depressed woman. So the work that we're doing is the work on those things, what thoughts you're carrying around in your head, that are then affecting how your body reacts to the world. We're working on the subconscious, and we're changing. And when you change that, oh my goodness, then everything in your life can change, everything. Because then you go to the gym and it's fun, because you're not carrying around the belief, oh, I'm this or I'm that, or you're just enjoying life. And you're showing your children how to enjoy life. And I mean, the repercussions of this down the track is that you're a healthy 70-year-old, you're a healthy 80-year-old. These are the things we don't think about. But you start changing your belief systems now, the effect it will have on your later life. Even being, I know a lot of the women in this group are much younger, so even into your 40s, into your 50s, like like Jo and I are one of the few women we know, we don't take any medication.
Yeah.
You know, I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. I don't have any muscle aches and pains very much. I can shift them if I do. So we don't say these things that often, but it's a massively different kind of life when you start to work on your inner self, and that's what we help you to do in the calls, and that, as Jo says, has the ripple effect onto your kids.
I am 53, and like Ilka said, we don't take any medication. I breezed through menopause while I had my friends telling me they were at the doctors and felt like they had spiders crawling up their back and they had the hot sweats. Occasionally I would get hot and go, oh, I'm a bit hot. And, you know, that was about it.
Yeah. And that's because we're doing this on ourselves every week. We're working on the things that are coming up. And that's what the mums on our calls get to do with us. And you know, if you've been in this group for a while, you've read some of the testimonials, and please ask us any questions that are coming up around the course that's coming up. I've been doing some discovery calls with mums, so book a discovery call with me, and we'd love to see you there.
Yes, we would. Yeah, let us know. You can comment below or send us a private message. Reach out and we'll share some more info about this amazing stuff that we do. Yes,
it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's life-changing, and it's the most important thing, the inner work. I don't know whether you can, I don't know. The outside stuff's important, but if the inside stuff is not being worked on, I love the way I use the word stuff. The inside stuff. There was lots of stuff in there for me, and a lot of it had to, you know, it needed some reworking, so that I wasn't beating myself up every day, saying I'm not good enough, all those things that would just plagued me for most of my early 20s, early 30s until I got to Faster EFT and changed it.
Yay!
So thank you all for watching.
Yeah, awesome,
Yay.
And we'll see you again next week.
Yeah. See ya.